soon. There we go. All right, we got that going. Got that going. This one still hasn't recognized it. Here we go. Yes. Join on this one. There we go. Now it's a party. All right. There's Tyrone.
Yeah, Marcel, how you doing? Good morning, good evening, afternoon, all that. It's freaking cold out here. All that
Yes,
stuff, man.
it's gonna get colder. So this is really cold for me. I lived in South Florida for close to 30 years. This is cold.
What about in South
Yeah.
Florida?
I lived down by Fort Lauderdale. I lived in Davie, Florida, so I was right on the Everglades.
Yeah, I know
So,
exactly where you live. I used to live in Miami. I used to live. Matter
okay.
of fact, when I first moved, I lived in Plantation.
Okay, so you know where Sawgrass Mills is, and
Yeah,
right
I
there.
was 10 minutes. I was 10 minutes away from there, where I used to live at.
Yeah, yeah. So I was the last housing development right there, and they couldn't build any further. That was it. We were right on the edge of the Everglades, so I was right
Wow.
there. Yeah, it's like I loved it.
When last time you went there?
So I've been up here 7 years, so that's what last time I lived there. But I was just down there a few months ago. It's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
changed a lot. I remember when they a few years ago when they expanded the Sawgrass Mills Mall. I remember when they first was building it. When they first expanded, it's crazy there. It's
Yeah,
crazy there now.
yeah. Well, I could tell you, I moved out there because of the cost. Okay, and then we'll get going here. So I bought a house down there for $80,000. So think about that, $80,000, and I sold it for over 800,000. The
Oh
same
yeah,
house.
I can believe.
And okay, so now if it just so y'all know, if you've never been to South Florida, you have zero lot line. So that means one side of your
Yeah,
house is on the property line. You have no yard on that side. So you
yeah,
have no windows on that side of your house. That's the end of the property. So that's how
great.
small the yards are. And that so that $80,000 house went for 800,000. And I'm thinking it's a nice little house, but who in their right mind would pay that kind of money?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I got out of there. It's like it was just way too much anymore. Okay,
Great.
so we are in the last week, last 4 days. So let's talk about this. If you need anything open for week 3, fill out that uh, self-evaluation thing because for one thing, you get attendance for it for today. The other thing that lets me know that if you need something for week 3, weeks 1 and 2, they're done. I can't open those. Sorry, that's a STC policy. You can have 1 week after the original due date, so that's a done. Week 3 discussion, can't do it again, policy. So please don't ask. I don't like to tell people no. And so that's why I have chubby pets because I don't like to say no. So when they beg for food, I feed them. And so, please don't ask for things that I just can't do. But if you need this extension, I can do up till Thursday at 10 o'clock. Why? That's when the class ends. I can't go beyond that. Why? Because you can't get into the class. Thursday at 10 o'clock, what's going to happen is every online class, not just this one, the system's going to start going through and it's going to start locking the classes. So it's not just the assignments, the actual class locks. So what that means is if you are online at that time, somewhere shortly after 10 o'clock, it's going to go thunk and knock you off. And you're going to get booted out of the class, anything that you're in, and when you try to come back in, it's not going to let you. What we're going to be doing behind the scenes is we're going to be taking all your assignments, totaling up your final grades. We have to submit them before 8 o'clock in the morning because this class is going to be completely wiped clean. And then come Monday morning, a whole new set of students will be coming in here. This is why there can't be any extensions. I can't give them because you can't get back in and I can't reopen the class. That's not something that I can do. Unfortunately, no instructor can open them. So please, I want everybody to plan your time. Uh, One of the things that hits people is, well, they're all 100 points. This is easier. I'm going to do this one, then this one. Okay, we're going to talk about the syllabus because even though everything's 100 points, they're not all equal. Okay, and because things go by percentages on how they impact your grade. So even though they're 100 points, they impact your score better. Best bet, don't play the numbers game. Do everything. Okay. Do not skip things, including the final exam. If your score is way up there in the 90s, do not do what I've had somebody do in the past. I'm not going to do anything in the last week. My grade will hold, and they did not pass. Okay. And they had to come back for another round. And if you come back, that means you have to do everything all over again. You have to do all those SimNet chapters again. You have to do the projects again because the projects don't always stay the same month to month. So please, I don't want anybody to have to do that. To me, that would be the ultimate torturous Groundhog Day to have to redo those again. Because how many people enjoyed the SimNet assignment so much they want to do them a second time? Not me. I've done every one of those because I would not assign it to you if I didn't do it. Okay. I've got the video proof of me doing every one of them. And let me tell you, I had a full head of hair when I started. I pulled every one of those hairs out doing them because I got frustrated. I'm human. Believe it or not, there is actually a full body. I'm not just this little video square, you know. It's a full round body, but it's not just a little square. Okay, so I want everyone to be one and done. So things like your discussion, get those 2 posts in. I still have people who give 40 points. I do apologize. Somebody, I accidentally gave 40 points to, I didn't see their second post. They called me out on it. I corrected that. If you think I messed up on a score, call me out on it, especially now before the class ends, so that I can go and correct that. So I make mistakes like everybody, and so I will correct those if I find them. All right. Any questions before we get started? Nope. Okay. So also, you do not have to wait till Thursday to do that final exam. If you are ready, do it and get it done with. If you get it done early, that means it's party time. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere, right? If so, that means your clock's probably broken, but use it as an excuse if you want to. Okay, so I'm going to do some screen share, and here we go. There's the screen popping up. I don't see it on my other screen here yet. Hopefully it will pop up. Okay, so we're going to go to the home screen here. Can everybody see that okay? My other screen's just not showing it. I'm not sure why. There we go. Okay, so on here, one of the things to check is if you go to your grades, I'm going to show this as a student here. If you go to your grades, you'll see this on the side here. And where it shows these weights, you'll see that discussions, those are 15% of your grade. That means that's how they weight in your total score. Your chapters, you'll notice 30%. So that means a chapter influences your grade more than a discussion. Anything that counts as a quiz is 20%. Projects are 25%. So there's not as many projects, so they weigh heavier in there. Your exam, your final exam is only 10%. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's nothing, so you can skip it. It just means that don't fear it to the point that you're going to blow it. Okay, Some places, some courses here, even their exams are 20, 30% of your grade. So if you blow that, you can really mess up your score. I want you to know that the exam is important because it should be a refresher of what you've learned, but I don't want you to be afraid to take it. How many people kind of like lose it when they know you've got a big exam? You kind of panic a little bit. Don't do that. You know this stuff, you've done this stuff, and I'm going to show you how to do well on that. Okay. I've always given you everything you need to do this course. I'm not going to leave you hanging at the end. Okay. We're going to finish big. We're going to finish often, awesome. You're going to strut right on out here. Okay. So that's how you know how your grades actually impact. Okay. So we're going to go back here and we're going to go down to our modules. Now, sometimes at the very end, people, because they're rushing around, they try to launch things through McGraw-Hill SimNet or through the to-do list. Keep your heads level. We don't do that. We go through the modules. Okay. Now, your modules are going to look a little bit different because I've hidden weeks 1 and 2, so you're only going to see weeks 3 and 4. I did that so you don't get confused. I want to keep you all lined up, ready for success here, okay? So, one of the things here, if you haven't done the student survey, click on that. Do that student survey. You may have seen other student surveys listed. Those are for the campus classes. This one is for online. I want you to be honest. Any questions that are in there, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at them to see what's in there. If there's things that says, did you like this or didn't like this, be honest. That's how things get changed. I never want anyone to think, oh, I better answer it this way or that. I don't know who does these or who doesn't do them, what you put, what you don't put. What happens is they return this many people like this many people don't like that, et cetera, et cetera. We actually do change the courses according to how these line up. So be honest, not just in this class, but any class you take. All right. And if you ever think something's going wrong with a class and you don't feel comfortable talking to your instructor, ask who your dean of education is. You can always go talk to them. And that's in my class or any class. Don't keep your voice, quieted. Talk to someone. You're paying money for these educations. Make sure you get it. Okay, your self-evaluation for week 3. If you ever get confused on how to do this, you download this. That's what that little arrow is. Download it and fill it out in Word. Or if you're not sure how to do that, if you can print it out, write your remarks right on it with a pencil, take a picture with your phone or something and upload it. You can do it that way as well. Then you click Start Assignment and drag that file right here. Okay, that's how you can do that. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is sometimes towards the end, people get a little panicky with the short time frame. Okay, week 4, the discussion on PowerPoint. Um, PowerPoint is very interesting because it lets you make presentations relatively in a few steps, and that's what we're going to be doing for our project. So these are some things about how you can use PowerPoint, and people may not think about it. One of the things is a lot of people want to do their own businesses. Well, if you're going to be setting up at any trade shows, things like that, you can do a presentation and have it running continuously because people are visual. We like to see what's going on and that you can show your work actually in action. And this is what we do. If you go into a client's home, you can run it on an iPad or a tablet and say, this is what we're going to do for you, blah, blah, blah. So these presentations are very important. We do a lot of different things with military uh, installations and government offices in Florida. We have NASA here, etc. If you're going to be working in with any type of government offices, you're going to need to know PowerPoint. We always joke which came first, the military or PowerPoint, because we're not really sure. If you do anything military based, they're going to have a PowerPoint for it. If you go to the bathroom, you're going to do a PowerPoint presentation on it. You can better believe that. They love PowerPoint for whatever reason whatsoever. So uh, read through this and do those posts. Remember to do that second one. When you're in there posting, if there's somebody in there, post right then. Don't leave. Okay. That's like getting up and running away from the meal before you get that free dessert. Okay. Grab that second post while you're in there. Lock in that 100 points. Get her done. If you know who that is, get her done. Okay. Now, this is going to look scary because you see 4 chapters in here, right? But as you go through here, I want to show you this. Okay. So here's chapter 1. All right. So you open it up and you look through here. There's 19 items in chapter 1. Okay. That's normal. Okay. Now I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at chapter 2. And in here, there's 23 items. Okay, that's normal. And I'm going to go back. And I'm going to look in chapter 3. And in chapter 3, there's only 8 items. Okay, so this is why I don't want you to panic. That's my job, is to panic. And the reason why I chose those 8 items is because I think it's things that you might find useful. And then in chapter 4, there's only 5 items. Okay, so I particularly chose these things because things like how to start the slideshow and how to copy and paste, these are things that are going to be one-click items, etc. They're things that you'll need to know on how to run your project. So that's why these things are in here. So it looks like 4 chapters, but there's really between those chapters 3 and 4, there's not even a full chapter there. So you should be able to get through those relatively quickly. So I don't want you to look at that and think, oh my God, I'll never get through it. I know you can. And you just have to trust me on that. And if for any reason I see that the whole class is having issues with it, I'll adjust that. Okay, so trust me on that. If I see everybody's having a problem completing those, I'll go through and I'll just give everybody an excuse on that. So just know that if I see the class struggling with that, I've got y'all. All right, no pressure. Try to get them all done. But if the whole class should just, boom, they can't get it, I've got y'all. Okay? So you just have to trust me on things. I know what I'm doing, I think. All right. Okay, so that's what's happening in here. And oh my goodness. Here we go. We are down to the final exam. Is anybody scared of the final exam? All right, shouldn't be scared. So when you get to the final exam, you click on it. Don't go into the final exam till you're ready to take it, okay? Because if you go in and start it, you'll see that there's 3 attempts allowed. You're going to take away one of those attempts. So don't go in and take a look around. The other thing is, if you think you need to do another attempt, please reach out to me. Let's say, and hopefully this won't happen, you went in and you did horrible, but you got like half of them right. Okay, so you got half of them right. Before you go in, contact me because I'm going to take a look and go, you know what? You got half of them right. When you take it again, because it'll tell you that you've got this many right, I'll tell you, go until you get half of them right again. Okay? And if you get half of them right, the first so many, I want you to stop and I'll combine the scores. Okay? I don't want you to have to do a bunch of busy work. I don't want you to have to redo the entire thing. All right? Everybody got that? I want you to learn, not be punished. There's a big difference between that. Okay, so there's 25 questions, not a whole lot. And we're going to click Take the Exam. And you have to agree that you did not pay somebody or get somebody to take this for you. That's what that little box is. And then you say Start the Exam. Okay, now each program is going to be a different color because it could be Word, it could be Excel, it could be PowerPoint, etc. Word happens to be blue. Now you'll notice there's no hint up here. It'll tell you what question you're on, and you have 5 attempts for each question. Okay, now 5 tries. It says save a copy of the documents folder in OneDrive with the name bum bum bum. Okay, so we need to save this. So we would go File, and we are going to save this. So we are going to save a copy. And so we need to save it to OneDrive. And we need to save it here. And the file name is Product Report. Shared product. Whoops, and report is capital, but all shoved together. Shared. Let's see if I got it in the right place here. In Documents folder. There we go. Now I'm in the Documents folder. And click Save. Did I put it there? And I got it correct. Hit Continue. All right. Okay. Now it says Disable the Protected View. Right here, there's Protected View, and I click Enable. Did I got that one correct? Okay, now this one's saying print pages 1 and 6 of the document. Okay, now let's say I didn't know what to do here. And so I know I have to print. So I click File and I click Print, but I wasn't sure what to do. And I clicked here. And I'm clicking here. And I click that. And that's not right. And I'm clicking, but I got it incorrect. But notice what happened when I got it incorrect. This hint lit up. Okay. Now, when you get something incorrect and that pops up, I want you to pull out your phone. Again, don't take a selfie. We know you're beautiful. You got enough photos of yourself. Okay. We don't need those sent out. We don't need Christmas cards from you. Take a picture of that. Okay. Because right here, it's going to help you out. Click File tab, open the Backstage view there, click Print. In the pages, type 1,6. Okay, so we're going to click Continue. Going to go File. We're going to go Print. And in Pages, we're going to type 1,6. Okay, and then click Print. Boom. Okay. So it will help you get through this. All right. We say continue. Greens are Excel. Click anywhere in row 4. Okay, so find row 4, click, boom. Not every question is going to be difficult. Some are going to be easier. Some are going to be more challenging. Follow what it says. Okay. Autofit column F. Find column F, go between, double click, boom. Okay. Again, if you get a question and you do the wrong thing, it will pop up that hint. Okay. When you are finished, click Submit in the upper right corner, then Submit again. It's going to grade it. It's going to show you what you got right and what you got wrong. And it's going to tell you exactly what you clicked on. Okay. Now, everybody's not going to get the same questions, but you can work together. You can help each other. Just don't say, hey, how do I do question number 2? Because your question number 2 might be different from somebody else's. So make sure you know what each person's doing, but you're more than welcome to work together, meet up, help each other out. Highly recommend that if you want to do that. Okay. And then when you're finished, click sign out and you're finished with that. Any questions on the final exam? I know y'all can do incredible with it. I know you got it. Now, once you have finished, if you think that something was marked wrong that you shouldn't have, let me know. Say, hey, I think I should have got this one right, blah, blah, blah. Let me know. I'll go in, I'll check, I'll see what was clicked and say, you know what? I know what you were trying to do. You accidentally clicked a little too far to the right, too far to the left. I got you. Okay. Now, if it told you to type in something like the word cat and you typed in elephant, no, nowhere close. Okay. You ain't getting that. Okay. So, if it's reasonable and I can see what you were doing or you misread something, but I understand what you were going with, I've got you. Okay. But you have to be within the ballpark there. All right. Okay. So now we've got our final project. The biggest thing here, don't overthink this project. Okay. So we're going to click on Project PowerPoint. It's 8 slides. Okay. You won't do start assignment until you're ready to turn it in. That's when you're going to upload your project. Each career is represented here. And what you're going to do is it must be done in PowerPoint, which is Microsoft. Don't try to do this in Canva. Don't try to do it in any other product. It's Microsoft PowerPoint. And so what you're going to do is you're going to find your particular category here. I'm going to pick on, let's see, who do I want to pick on tonight? Let's pick on HVAC. So you're going to click the little down arrow and it's going to download it. I'm going to download it right here. So I'm going to save it. So now that I've got it saved on my machine, then I'm going to go to the student portal. I'm going to go to the Microsoft 365. And I've already been logged in here, so that's why it logged me in. Otherwise, it would prompt you for your student ID and password. I'm going to click on Apps, and I'm going to go to PowerPoint. PowerPoint has a red icon with the letter P, and then I'm going to click Upload a File. I'm going to go to the place where I stored mine, and right there it is, HVAC student. And I'm going to click on that and say Open. Now, I've given you a presentation to start with, okay? And you can use this to begin with, or you can use this layout, but start your own, okay? You could start off with your own presentation, but I want you to have this type of layout, okay? And the reason why I did this is because this gives you 8 slides, and one of the hardest things to do is to look at a blank screen. It's like looking at a blank piece of paper and go, where do I begin? Okay, so this kind of gets you going. Okay, now it's not very pretty. You can make it your own. You should make it your own. Okay, it's a presentation. So what this is lacking is pictures. Who wants to sit watching a black and white set of words? Nobody. Okay, so I'm going to click here where it says your name, and I'm going to put R. Haley and today's date 01/26/26. Okay, that's a start. Okay, now one of the things that I want is we need to put some color here. So I'm going to click design And you'll notice instantly up here, it popped these things. And if I click the little down arrow, it's given me a lot of choices. I happen to like this particular one called Facet. I'm going to click on that. Boom, I've already got some color in here. And I can change that color here. I'm going to go with variant 2 because it's a nice blue. And so it's already starting to look a little bit better. You'll notice it changed all these slides here as I scroll down. So I've got something here. And when I'm over here, then I can also click on this thing that says designer. And look, it's already says, hey, that's not bad, but have you considered these options? So it's even giving me more choices. And so I'm like, this one's a little nicer. So I'm going to click on that. So I'm going to go with this so far. And then I clicked on my second slide here and says overview of the career. And I can get clever with this and say the chilling effects of HVAC. So, and this should actually be capital here. So I can change that and I can actually highlight this here and go to the Home tab. And just like in Word, you have different fonts. So I could come down here and I could change my font. And maybe I want to make that bold. And I might want to change the color of it. Maybe that's too light. Maybe I want to make it a darker color. So, and I can move this up, give myself more space. And I kind of like that. But you'll also notice there's this little circle here. If I click on that, I can turn it. And I can also click it and get the 4 cross there, and I can just kind of move it around. And then if I click on this big square, I can shrink that down and then slide it over, and I can put right in here. This is my description of HVAC. And this would be anything that I would type in that I would research. So I would add my information. So now that I've got this in here, I mentioned that you would want pictures. You'd want to add things in here. So what would I put in here? Well, maybe I'd want to put something cold, you know? So I would come up to insert and I would go to pictures and I would do search on web. And I'm going to do icicles. That's frozen. And I found some icicles here. These look cool. And I'm going to say insert. Okay, so now it added these. And I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to get rid of this part down here. If I click on this part down here, and it's just got this square here, and I press my delete key, I can get rid of that. So I just got the icicles there. And I'm going to grab this corner and I'm holding down my left mouse and I'm going to pull it all the way over this. Okay. Now I'm going to right click on here and see this part that says arrange. And there's this thing that says send to back. And click that. And I did that and see it put it behind the words. Now this is kind of hard to read here. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to change my text. Maybe make it red. So let me highlight my text here. Make it red. Now that stands out better. So I can change how I put things. Now, if I want to take that and put that over here, you can see how now this is over my black writing here. If I click on that, I can take, and again, you can typically find, let's see if I can grab this. One of these should let me, yes, on arrange. I can send backwards, but not send to back. Now it is actually, oops, let's see. Hold on here. Let me bring it forward. Oops, now I got them both stuck back there. You can actually layer them by putting one over the other. So you can do that by putting one in effect over the other one. Like this one is actually placed on top of the other one. So you can take all your pictures and you can stack them. So what I want you to do is go through here and think about how you want to word these different things, how you want to add different items. Find the pictures. Like this one mentions skills and education. You can come down here and you can look at, you can go and when you do your insert and you find pictures, think about, okay, skills and education. I can do search on web here and I can even put in Southern Technical College if I wanted to. And let's see if it actually finds us here. A lot of things fall under Southern Technical College. And so let's see if it finds it here. Depending on their algorithm, sometimes it finds us, sometimes it doesn't because it's may not find us here. Oh, that's because it's Creative Commons only. Here we go. So I can choose this there. Insert that. Boom, there's our logo. You can put that in here. And if you'll notice, the designer's over here working its little heart out, trying to find better ways to show this. And again, you can choose different ways, like this one, and demonstrate it. Okay? So this is how you're going to do this. You're going to add information that you find, and you can change it. Now, I can decide, you know what? I don't like the way this looks, and I can still come back up here to the design and say, I was wrong. I don't think I like this at all. I think I'd rather go with this and change that. And now everything's going to change. So I have to come back up here. I'm going to have to move things around. Now this one looks better like this. This one here, yeah, let's go with this one. That one looks better. And it's going to update that. There we go. Those are looking better. Let's see what it says for this one. Oh, here we go. This one might be better. Or, oh, this one looked even better down here. So you can update your entire look just that quick. All right. Now, how does this look? You'll go to your slideshow. You'll say from beginning. And it's going to generate your slides for you. Use your arrows to move forward and back or your mouse. And it's going to demonstrate everything for you. Use your escape key to get out of it. Now, you'll notice here, like on this one, it's like, hey, maybe you want to go this way. You can really up your display games based on like typical job duties, it was showing some other options that you could do. So there's all kinds of things. Salary information. It's giving you different options as well. So you can really change the way you have your information. Now, another thing you can do is if we go back to here, we got what we call transitions. Now, that's when you're going from one slide to the other. Okay, so going from here to here, we can come up here and we're going to choose fracture. And actually, that one I'm going to take off there. I actually want that one to go here. We're going to put fracture right there. You'll see it there. We're going to come here. We're going to find another one. And we're going to make that one an airplane. We're going to come here. Now you don't have to put these on, but sometimes they're kind of fun to see. Think about if you were trying to keep people entertained while you're um, doing a presentation. These things add interest, visual interest. So that's why you do these things. And then we're going to demonstrate how these actually work. Okay, so you saw the presentation before. Now I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to do the slideshow again from the beginning. And so here it goes, and we're going to go to the next one. And you saw it fracture there, depending on how fast your monitor is. And then the next one, and it just took off there. And then this one kind of does a rolling effect there. And a dissolve. That one I think was the conveyor belt. That one just kind of slides over. That one fades in and out. And then that one just goes back. So you can add those in between. Again, those are your transitions. I don't recommend doing music unless you're really right at the end of your presentation and you're about finished. Otherwise, you're going to get annoyed with the music. If you add the music at the very beginning, by the time you're finished creating everything, you'll never want to hear that music again. Okay. Um, the other thing you can do is when you have something like this, you can go back here to design. You can change things like the background. You can do a solid fill on the background. If I choose that, you'll see in this case, this is considered the background in this particular item here. If I went to a different type of presentation, if I chose this and I chose a background and did a solid fill on it, and say chose blue, you can see this is what's considered the background. The other thing you can do with the background, you'll see insert a picture, and you can actually take pictures from your own item. But if you do stock images, they have items in here. And say I found something in here related to HVAC. Let's see. They don't have anything with HVAC. Okay, so let's see. See if they have anything frozen. Here we go. Let's say I wanted to add this in. That will actually replace the background with that picture as well. So you can do those type of things. You can add different types of background effects in there. So that's something else you can do. Um, If you decide you want to rearrange your slides, hold down the left mouse button and just pull it to where you want, and then let go, and it will rearrange. If you decide you no longer want a slide, just click on it, and you can press the delete key, and boom, it will be gone. If you like a particular slide and you want another one very similar, right click and you can duplicate the slide and it'll put one in there, and then you can just modify what you want it to on it. So you don't have to reinvent anything. If you want to add a whole different slide, you can come up here and do insert, and where it says new slide, click down. It'll show you all the different types that it has already made. Like if you want to do a comparison, click on that. You put the title in, put the two different types of things you want to compare, and you can change the colors, etc. So you have all those available to you. Um, so feel free to experiment. Just don't go so crazy that you get wrapped up into it for hours. It's like people who used to play The Sims. I'm just going to change one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, and then it's 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. Any questions on the project itself? 8 slides. Please make sure you include pictures with your information. It is a visual medium. Okay. Don't just fill in the data and leave a black and white presentation. All right. Show me pretty pictures. Keep me entertained. All right. And that is it. You guys have been incredible. And I just want the best for you. I want you to enjoy your careers. Please don't do a career just for money. Know that if you find the career that fits you and makes you happy, the money will come. If you do it just for the money, the happiness will never come. All right? I learned that the hard way, and I don't want you to do the same. So do it the right way, like I'm doing now. Find the career that fits you, and you'll be happy forever. And keep on going, and graduation will be just around the corner. All right? You got this. And that's it. All right? Thursday, 10 o'clock. That's the end. Y'all have a great evening. And if you have any questions, please reach out. All right. That's it. Have a good one.